They called them terrorists, bloodthirsty savages lurking in the shadows. But what if those monsters were ordinary people, driven to the brink by an empire that stole everything they had? This is the Mau Mau Uprising, a hidden chapter of history where freedom fighters clashed with colonial might and the line between hero and villain blurred forever. Picture Kenya in the 1940s, under the iron grip of the British Empire. The White Highlands, the richest farmlands, were seized for white British settlers, while the Kikuyu, Kamba, and Meru peoples, indigenous communities of Kenya, were pushed into barren reserves, taxed relentlessly, and forced to carry humiliating passbooks in their own homeland. Veterans returning from World War II, men who had bled for Britain's freedom, came home to find their own denied, their dignity crushed. Resentment simmered like a storm about to break, because when you steal a people's soul, you ignite a fire that cannot be extinguished. In the secret groves at the foot of Mount Kenya, that fire took shape. Men like Kamau Njoroge and women like Field Marshal Muthoni Kirima whispered oaths of loyalty to an underground movement. The Mau Mau. Their demand was raw and unyielding, land and freedom. To the British, these rituals were witchcraft, barbaric superstition. To the fighters, they were sacred vows, binding them in blood to fight until the end. But vows alone don't win wars. Action does. And in October 1952, the first blood was spilled. A loyalist chief lay dead, his throat slit in the night. Farms went up in flames. Panic swept the colony. Britain declared a state of emergency, unleashing troops, tanks and terror on a scale that plunged Kenya into all-out war. The Mau Mau vanished into the forests of Aberdare and Mount Kenya, emerging like ghosts to launch guerrilla raids, killing collaborators, torching settler homes, and sowing fear that kept the empire awake at night. Yet the British response was merciless. Tens of thousands were rounded up, villages burned to ash, and a vast network of detention camps sprang up, where torture became routine, starvation a weapon, and death a daily visitor. The empire preached civilization to the world, but inside those barbed wire hells, humanity was stripped away, begging the question, who were the true barbarians? The fighters defending their homes, or the invaders crushing them underfoot? And as the war raged on, the horrors only deepened. In March 1953, the Lari massacre shocked the colony as Mau Mau fighters slaughtered over 70 loyalist Kikuyu in a night of vengeance. The British seized on the atrocity as proof of Mau Mau savagery, even as their own campaign unleashed horrors in secret. Over 1 million Kikuyu were herded into fortified villages. At Hola Camp, prisoners were beaten to death by guards. British planes rained bombs on the forests, killing thousands. Both sides spilled blood, but only one wielded the crushing power of an empire. By 1956, the rebellion was cracking. General China was captured after betrayal. And Dedan Kimathi, the elusive commander who haunted the forests like a legend, was finally betrayed, arrested, and hanged in 1957. Britain declared victory, but it was hollow, because the spirit of resistance could not be hanged. The Mau Mau Uprising left deep scars. 20,000 Africans dead, communities shattered, a nation in grief. Yet in that bloodshed, something unbreakable was forged, the myth of Britain's invincibility shattered. Kenyan nationalism ignited, and the call for independence made unstoppable. 6 years later, in 1963, Kenya raised its own flag. They labelled the Mau Mau terrorists, erasing their names from glory. But history forces us to ask, when your land is stolen, your people crushed, your freedom denied, what do you call those who rise up and fight back, no matter the cost? If you found this deep dive into the Mau Mau Uprising insightful, hit the like button, Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. And subscribe for more untold history stories.